Doing a bit of a systems test here, people. Stuff's not working, and I want to make sure that, well, in the event stuff's not working, I want to make sure I have a way to make it work. It's freaking hot here. Give me a second. I'll get the chat up. We're live on X, Facebook, and YouTube. I will bring up the chat. Give me like 3 minutes here to get this going. I didn't realize I was starting it. This is just the backup system, and we're going to test it and see how long until this phone overheats. Thanks for joining, though. I'll tell you all about where I'm at and all that stuff in just a minute here. I had to reboot my tablet. It's freaking hot in here too. What the hell's going on? Yeah, this will be we'll be just chatting today, folks. So that means I'll actually be monitoring the chat. So welcome to Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday, isn't it? It's Wednesday. Anybody know what day it is? It is Wednesday. Oh, Jesus. Wow, ouch, okay. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to test the fallback system here, so... I'm going to test the basically our fallback capabilities in the event that this phone loses connection. So I'm going to lose connection with the phone for like 1 second here. So you're going to see me drop, and then I'm going to come right back. It is Wednesday. Jesus. Wow.
Texarkana.
All right, we're back. I'm going to lose connection with the phone for like 1 second here, so you're going to see me. Sorry about the echo. I'm just monitoring to make sure that it's working here. So there's a slight delay on the stream. Middle lane? Okay.
Use the middle lane to take the I-30 East exit, then
Great.
slide left onto the I-30 East ramp.
People, stuff is working today. Fantastic. So this is our backup system. I just want to make sure our backup system actually, backs up. So. Somebody else critiquing my Wednesday as when. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like February, February, whatever. It says the chat's ready to display messages, but I'm not getting. There we go. All right, everybody. So I'm in Texas. Oh shit! Hold on a second. I don't have this stuff set up right yet. Son of a bitch. Stand by. We're going to get location and everything up on the chat in a second, or up on screen in a second. Does that give you location? Should have everything at the bottom right. Speed and everything. Haters are going to love that. But no, we're just doing some debugging with the backup system. That's why you've got my bit rate up there at the top. We're only in 720p right now. This is basically the system I would use if server crash or whatever, or I have to go get in a rental car, and made some changes, so I wanted to see how it works. Totally just cut that guy off. Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. God bless America, people. Hold on, I'm gonna plug you guys in. Garland, Texas. Yep, there's no state after it. That is a software bug. Work with the developer on that. Yeah, howdy everybody. Yep, no state after the city, but like I said, software bug. We're working with the developer on that actively right now. I guess I picked the wrong line. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Who was it? DD. Thanks, appreciate it. But you got my bit rate up there in the top left, so we can just basically test some stuff. It's for me to go back in later. And there's really no way to, test anything other than, doing, so. Holy shit, people. Man, we are just not doing too well here. It's snowing hard in West Virginia, really. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Texarkana tonight because we're expecting snow basically from Dallas all the way through Memphis, Nashville, starting tomorrow in the west, and then it'll move east. I might even stream with this setup tomorrow, honestly, just to test it. Where am I? Garland, Texas, wherever that is. Yeah, we got speed on screen, guys. I'm just not really too concerned about. I think we're gonna leave that at all times because it's kind of interesting, especially in winter storms. And you guys can see like how fast traffic's moving. I used to never have it on screen because people would just throw a fit, and then they just dogpile and they try to cancel you. And guys, I had a long talk with a really good friend last night, and you may have figured that out via Twitter, but long talk with a really good friend last night, and we've determined that somebody who's been around for tens of 20 years doing this, and I've determined that I just got to stop caring about people and the cancel culture and stuff. So I've always wanted to have the speed on screen because people, I get asked all the time, like, hey, how fast are you going? And it's not people trying to be harmful. It's people that honestly want to know, it's snowing or it's raining and they want to know the speed of traffic. So we're just going to leave it. The hell with it. I'm just done, guys. Cancel me, fine. I'm here to be here. So done with it. Don't even want to engage in it. So we're going to leave it on there. So I got canceled last time I had it on there because I was doing 10 over the speed limit, I guess. Whatever. Whoop-de-doo. Somebody had a super chat. Thanks for being in St. Joseph, Missouri. Thanks, Jeremy. You're welcome, but also thank you. It smells like pot out here. Yeah, it says I'm getting a low bit rate pushed through. So if this starts getting bad, guys, let me know. If the signal starts getting garbage, let me know. I'll pull over and I'll put it on Starlink. I'm just testing one connection, one phone, nothing special. And like I said, I have to have a working backup, and I have to test it every now and then because sometimes things stop working, and I've got to have something. Because what happens if, I don't know, a tornado sucks the car up? I got to be able to stream somehow. I was getting hot a minute ago, now I'm getting cold. Nice to see everybody in here. Thanks for joining. Guys, there's a lot of wildfire, I call them grass fires, brush fires, out of control fires going on in California. And I'm going to go ahead and put an advertisement out there for Warren Fadley. He's the OG storm chaser. Like, actually the OG storm chaser. He was like the first guy to ever make money doing this. Warren Fadley's out there, and I know he's been controversial lately. Hey, guess what? Just like me. No wonder I'm a fan. But he's been controversial lately. People call him a lunatic. He's not a lunatic, guys. He just doesn't care what people think of him. So big respect to that. Warren's out there covering this on the ground, and a lot of respect to him because he's actually checking on homes and making sure people have their pets out. He actually tweeted that if anybody left their pet behind and the house is about to burn down, he's busting the window and getting their pet out. And a lot of people are pissed at him. They're saying that's vandalism. Oh, the hell it ain't. That's not vandalism. In fact, I believe it's actually legal because it is an extenuating, or whatever the word is, circumstance. And here's the deal: if somebody wasn't able to make it home and their pet is still in the house, and the house is about to go up in flames, nobody is going to give a shit if somebody busts the window and gets the pet out of there. So for all the people trying to cancel Warren, that's ridiculous. That guy is probably in his 60s now. He's been doing this for freaking ever. You know, we shouldn't be arguing with veteran old men here who've done this since the dawn of time. Like, give him some respect. So go give Warren Fadley a follow. I believe he's at Storm Chaser on Twitter. Seriously. He's only got like 5,500 followers, and he's been doing this since the dawn of time. Go follow him. If you like my channel, you will like him, because he is just about as upfront, honest, and sometimes arrogant as I am when need to be. So go follow him. He's out there providing reasonable and responsible content and actually helping people out there. He's not just getting in this stuff to be, oh, look at me, I'm a photographer. He's actually, you know, trying to be a good human out there. But if you guys are out in these fire zones, I don't know much about what's going on out there because I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to it because I'm not there. But folks, please heed those warnings. This is a dangerous situation. You know, a wildfire, a forest fire is dangerous, right? But when you talk about an out of control fire near homes, it ain't good. And anybody out there who's got a fire science background, I do have a background in fire science, knows that you've got homes, you can recognize fuel, we've got exposures everywhere. The entire fire is a freaking nightmare, and I don't know how this is gonna stop, guys. I don't know what the hell is gonna be done until the fuel's burnt out, and that's scary. Everything's an exposure. You know, when it comes to this, an exposure is basically just something else getting fire. So you've got neighborhoods 15 feet apart. One house gets started on fire. You've got an immediate exposure with serious, you know, with fuel. They're wood frame houses, folks. Everything's going to burn until something can happen, whether it's, I don't even know what's going to stop, guys. I don't know what's going to stop this, because there's a lot of folks out there, a lot of scientists and meteorologists out there that are expressing great concern right now, saying, like, we don't, like, what's going to stop this? Like, we've got a fire going with a significant fuel source. Everything is an exposure. Like, this is a serious problem. I don't know what's going to stop this, guys. I'm not a climatologist. We honestly need the climatologists and the fire weather forecasters to chime in on this. I'm not that. But this is a serious problem out there. And you're not taking it seriously. For the love of God, take it seriously. Everything is burning that can burn right now. Basically, there's nothing holding these things back. We're not one up on these things. The winds are like 35 to 80 miles a freaking hour, depending where you're at. You think you can fly planes in that? So where's your air support with the fire retardant gonna come from? Not a plane. It's gonna be terrestrial, ground-based firefighting on this, guys. And how many firefighters do you think are in that area compared to the amount of people, homes, and square footage that are being burned? See what I'm getting at? This is not good. I don't mean to be a doomsday person, but this is not good. It's firefighting on this guy. I think we dropped up there. Firefighters, do you think are in that area compared to the amount of people, homes, and square footage that are being burned? See what I'm getting at? This is not. I don't mean to be a doomsday person. This is not good. I think we stabilized. Seriously, folks, this is bad, and I feel horrible for these folks out there. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. There is an expectation in an emergency like this where people think, oh, somebody's going to come help. It's going to be okay. Somebody's going to come help me. No, they're not. Nobody's coming to help you. And I'm going to say something that may be controversial, and this could get me canceled too. Canceled, defunded, whatever. I don't care. This could get me canceled, but I'm going to say something that's a real hard pill to swallow. This ain't political. This has got nothing to do with that. But somebody's going to make it political. But listen, nobody is going to come save you. It's not a guarantee. In any emergency, everybody's got this thought that, oh, the police are going to come, the firefighters are going to come. second. Let me switch this over here. Hold on. Alright, I just added another connection in there. Hopefully that's a little better. But listen, guys, this is, you gotta listen here. You know, I had a career in this before I did this. Nobody's gonna come help you. If you're in an emergency situation of this proportion, help is absolutely not guaranteed. You are not guaranteed any help, folks. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow, and it's got nothing to do with the boots on the ground. They're busy. The reason nobody's guaranteed to help you is because everybody's busy. This is an emergency of unbelievable proportions. You gotta have a way to help yourself. I'm dead serious, folks. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but if you or anybody you know is any of these areas that might go up in flames, for the love of God, make sure you or they know that nobody is guaranteed to help them. In fact, it's likely that nobody will help them at all, period. Because they're not going to be able to. Okay? I think that we need to do a better job communicating these tough pills to swallow, because everybody idolizes, oh, the police will help, the firefighters will help. No. You know what, folks? I give you an example. I came from a rural area. We had 2 ambulances for damn near an entire county. There were many a times when it would be no ambulance available for serious accidents, cardiac problems, no ambulance available. You'll get the next available ambulance in 45 minutes. You gotta be ready, folks. I'm not trying to turn into Wrangler Star here. God bless Cody. I like the guy. Big supporter. So that's not derogatory. But, not trying to sound like Wrangler Star here, folks, but you gotta be able to help yourself. You got to. I'm not saying go be a prepper. Gotta be able to help yourself. I don't care what. I don't care if it's civil unrest, if it's a fire emergency, if it's weather, natural disaster, anything. You gotta be able to help yourself. And your family, and your pets. Yeah, basic first aid. Thanks for joining, everybody. We're just chatting here as we kind of get in the target area for tomorrow. It is harder when you're older. Well, that's the thing, folks. You know, it's kind of the whole leave no neighbor behind, and I'm not telling you to put other people's safety before yours, but you know, a true hero or a true captain of the ship is going to go down with the ship, and I've got huge respect for anybody that stays behind to help the people that can't help themselves. And apparently, I struck some controversy on Twitter this morning again, which I'm starting to think that people are doing it on purpose to try to get me basically shit canned from the internet, because I don't know how you can find this post controversial. I posted. Some people were attacking a video of a guy he's got a pump and a fire hose, and he's using the water in his pool to fight the fire around his house, so him and his neighbor's house don't burn down. Folks, he don't have a garden hose. He's got a 2.5-inch line with a gasoline pump and thousands of gallons of water in reserve. This guy is no idiot. Trust me, he knows what he's doing. It's pretty obvious. And people are calling him foolish and basically bullying this guy. You know what? He might be fighting a losing battle, but you want to hear the truth? What the internet wants to cancel you on? Here's the truth. Sometimes the stupid option's the best option. Sometimes the true hero is the guy that goes down with his ship. And a true captain will go down with his ship. Burning or sinking, it doesn't matter. And you know what? This guy might be looking down the barrel of a loaded gun and he might die in that fire. But you know what? He's a true hero because he's trying to save his property and his neighbor's property. I I don't recommend trying to be that guy because it's dangerous. I do not recommend it. But it is absolutely wrong to dogpile and try to cancel somebody who wants to do that. I guess there's a backstory I saw on another tweet that was confirmed. I guess he's got, I guess there's like some other family or whatever that, long story short, it's not just a rich guy with a rental home. It's somebody's home. Their blood, sweat, and tears went into this place. It's a family man with a family home. And it's horrible that the internet is saying that he's the problem here. You know who really is the problem in these situations? Nobody. It's a natural disaster. Quit making it political. Quit making it cancel culture. I'm so sick of cancel culture. I get canceled for talking about things like this, and that's a problem. I believe a true captain goes down with his ship, and you've got a true hero right there. And if he can save his house and his neighbor's home, good for that guy. He's a true hero. He deserves a star. Dead serious, but he doesn't deserve the hate. And the people that are sharing it saying, wow, what a hero, don't deserve the hate either. So, I've decided that, my goal as a content creator is to start calling out the people that are doing things that are good that aren't getting the recognition for it. I don't care if it's storm chasing or somebody in a natural disaster like this. I don't care if it's another storm chaser that's not getting recognized, for whatever reason. We need to start calling out the people that are doing good things and backing them up and giving them some reinforcements when they're being wrongfully gone against and accused. It's the only way we can make the internet a better place is kind of banding together here and saying, hey, this is not right. I would do the same thing, guys. If I lived out there and my house was about to burn down, and you're damn right, I'd call me crazy. I'd go down with it. Absolutely. I am absolutely not afraid of dying in a situation like that. I would be nervous to die, but I would not be afraid to die because I'm not going to sit there and let my family's house burn down when I just might have the capability of stopping from happening. Because, I'm not talking about a guy with a garden hose here, folks. This guy's got a pump, an actual freaking water pump, a couple 100-gallon per minute pump, and a 3-inch fire hose. I mean, this guy's equipped. He's probably got some fire background. If you look at it, folks, he's got a fighting chance. If you look, he's got a fire break. He's got brush clear. He's got a chance. If he can keep burning debris off of his house and his property and his neighbor's homes and property, he's honest to God got a chance. So, thoughts and prayers do nothing, but for lack of a better expression, pray for the guy. Hope he makes it out. I would do the same damn thing, guys. I'd ship my family out and I'd do the same thing. I'd probably live stream it. I'm honest to God, it might be the last thing I ever do, but I'd probably do it. That guy. And you know what? That's why, we have to be reasonable with situations like this. I don't think folks really grasp what's going on out there in California. I mean, yeah, it's one thing to have to go to the basement with a tornado because it's like roulette. You don't know if your home's going to get hit by the tornado. In fact, it probably won't. Your house is probably going to be fine, But when you look at flames all over the horizon, and damn well your house is going to be gone when you come back. Do you have any idea how mentally strong these people have to be to walk away from their home, knowing there's nothing they can do? I don't know. Maybe people are different than I am, but I have a hard time walking away from something when I think I might be able to eat. And it doesn't even have to be something like this. I'll give you an example. I'm working on our STS app. And I'm in the middle of trying to code something. I have a hard time walking away to go to the bathroom when I'm in the middle of it. It's like, oh, I can't stop right now. I'm right in the middle of this. Same principle. How do you think it feels to walk away knowing that you're probably going to go back to absolutely nothing? Yeah, we talk about, I'm probably not allowed to say this either, but I'm not going to shut my personality down. We talk about people being super, super hurt because somebody said they don't like the color of their socks on Reddit or something, and that hurts them. But What about these people out here that need the support because they're actually hurting? You don't think these guys are going to have some PTSD and some mental trauma for this, but meanwhile we're worried about John Q. Public being upset because Billy Bob said, hey, your socks are ugly, and those words hurt him? Guys, I don't buy it. We got to start focusing on these people out here after these natural disasters. It's ridiculous. And the government ain't going to help. You know, FEMA, guys, whether you like FEMA or not, FEMA's not... I'm a supporter and a hater of FEMA, guys, and I'll be honest with you. FEMA is an emergency management agency. FEMA is not the Red Cross or the Salvation Army or Ryan Hall, okay? FEMA is there to manage, is supposed to be support and manage the incident. Yes, finances and logistics go into that, but I think people sometimes misunderstand. FEMA's job is not to go and fix the problem. Their job is to go manage the emergency. I am not standing up for FEMA. I'm just trying to explain what FEMA's mission is. People have a misconception that, oh, FEMA's here, they're going to save the day. They're not. It's not their job to save the day. So don't expect them to, because it's not their job. At the end of the day, what it usually comes down to is these little churches and these little, like, citizen emergency response groups. Frankly, it comes down to some of the prepper culture and everything. You saw it in North Carolina. The only communication for some of these areas was Firewire Dan on his big-ass walkie-talkie from 60 miles away from the disaster zone. You know? Good old Dan out there with his fucking ham radio. You guys probably don't know this. You know, Dan was like a fire captain for many years in like New York or somewhere. He knows his shit. He's not just some lunatic with a ham radio license. He was a fucking hero that was able to actually get communication in and out of areas that saved lives. But people want to make fun of that type of mentality. People want to make fun of that slight prepper mentality. You know what? When everything fails, you know who's going to be there to save the day? Those people that have prepared and trained for it. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful who you make fun of, because those people you dog on and make fun of just might be the people that save up, that show up on the worst day of your life. And it's going to be real awkward when you got to look at them and say, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have made fun of you. Just saying. Yeah, FEMA does need some revamp, I agree. But where am I headed? I don't know, Texarkana. But no, I just wanted to fire this up and, you know, talk about everything. If anybody's got something they want to talk about, throw it in the chat. Good question. No, I'm not what I would call a prepper. No. However, I do recognize the fact for being able to be self-sufficient and everything. I don't have 16 years worth of MREs in my closet, but folks, I do have enough shit to fight a battle. God forbid it freaking happen in my front yard, and maybe put out a fire or two and survive if, God forbid, the freaking zombies come for a few days. And, you know, this isn't a political... You know what? I should stop putting that out there, because the hell with the haters. I'm stopping with the disclaimer, because people always say, oh, you're a Trumper, you're a Trumper. I don't know what the hell this has to do with being a Trumper, whether I am or not. But, you know, I am a big supporter of... I am a Second Amendment user. A lot of your favorite storm chasers are. You guys know freaking Coppock is. A lot of us are, guys. And I'm not saying the Second Amendment rights have to do with prepping, but you're damn right. God, you know, there's a stockpile. Some of you know what that means. There's a stockpile of that. There's a stockpile of some basic first aid, and there's a stockpile of enough stuff to keep me alive until we can go figure out where the hell we're going to get some freaking food and water. And that's not because I think the Russians are going to invade and take our jobs. Oh boy, another South Park reference. Oh no. But I'm not saying the Russians are going to come take over or whatever Putin's doing, or North Korea Rocket Man's going to come over here and fight us with his tanks from 1904. But what I am saying is, what happens if a giant natural disaster happens and it just absolutely disrupts everything, and the prices of everything go sky high for a while? It's major disruption, and it's not necessarily life-changing, but it's extremely inconveniencing to the point where people really have to change things for a few months. What if that happens? Aren't you going to want to be a little bit prepared? That's how I think of it. So if your spouse called you and said that the house was surrounded by fire, should they try to run the water pump and de-extinguish it, or should they evacuate? What are you going to suggest? I'm going to tell them they're screwed, because if you're going to tell me the house is surrounded by fire, they have no way out. They're fucked. I'm assuming that was like a rhetoric, but you want me to be a realist, or you want me to be sunshine and rainbows? Hey, sorry, Nikki, you're fucked. You better get the hose. You want the real answer? I want you to put a fire blanket over you, the kids, and the cats, and make it out alive, because you're not a freaking little sissy. Okay? You want the real answer? Use your brain. Hey, family, use your brains. We got fire blankets and we got water. Get under a fucking fire blanket, get some water around on everything around you, and pray to fucking God you might be about to meet him anyway. And if anybody says that that's ridiculous, because this is going to get posted to Twitter too, I don't care. If anybody says that's ridiculous, if the house is surrounded by fire and absolutely no way out, I'd rather somebody get down under a fire blanket with some water around them than go outside and get burned to death and have to survive the skin melting off of their body in the middle of the road. Dead serious, folks. And that's what you do. And why I am a certified wildland firefighter, and all that means, folks, is that I took the supplementary class at the fire department that lasted for like 12 hours, and we're certified to fight fires in the grass. And you know what they tell you to do as a last resort? Get under your fire blanket and pray to God that you don't meet them in 20 minutes. That's what you do in an emergency situation. And what you guys don't know, my family, okay, Nikki, she's not no firefighter. She's not none of that. But you know what? She's been in public safety long enough that she's not an idiot. And she can handle that situation. But if somebody's family, what do you do, guys? Do you belly up and just say, I surrender in an emergency? Or do you fight until you can't fight no more? You either fight until you can't fight anymore and you go down with your ship, metaphorically, or you fight until you've gotten through that situation and you've got one hell of a war story to tell your kids and your grandkids someday. I'll take the latter. And I know all of you would take the latter too. I'm not saying stay in your house when you're told to evacuate. I'm saying if you give me that situation that was given in the chat, and I'm not dogging on you for that situation, I'm giving you an honest answer. If you were to tell me that I had to make a decision, if the house is surrounded by fire and there's no way out, if it's actually surrounded by fire, guys, there's no way out. What do you want me to do? Just walk out in the street and try to evacuate when you know that that's going to kill you? Or do you want me to water everything down, get under some fire blankets, and pray to God that I don't die? I'll take that one. Because at least if, God forbid, something happens, at least you tried, folks, okay? Unfortunately, that's a situation. These people in the armed services that go overseas, these people, in firefighting, ambulance service, police officers, these are things that we've all had to come to terms with. And I'm going to give you some real talk here, folks. What do you think happens in some of these shootings where a police officer has to grab a rifle and run into a situation where there's an active shooter? Do you think they're thinking about what's going to happen? Yeah, you think they're afraid they're going to die? You're damn right. They're running in there with a gun to neutralize a threat. It's sad that we're in this situation, that these things happen. But do you think they're going belly up and saying, I surrender? No, they're meeting the threat, and they're going in knowing that they might die, but they're doing their damn job. And the same thing with fire. You walk into a burning building. Yeah, you got your support system, but you don't know if the house is going to come down around you. You don't know if you're going to have an SCBA malfunction and you're going to be eating smoke for the next fucking 5 minutes before someone can get in there and help your ass. You don't know if your radio is going to quit working and you're going to get pinned under something and you're going to have absolutely no way out, no way to communicate anything because you and the 2 or 3 other guys on the hose behind you are now trapped, and you don't know. You don't know if you deploy overseas and you're in a combat situation. You don't know if you're going to get killed. But you know what? There's people every day that come to terms with stuff like this, and it is the hardest thing that they do in their lives. I guarantee you that. I've never been deployed overseas, but I've been in situations where it's been the burning building. Are you going to come out? It's been the car accident on the side of the road, trying to get somebody out of a car with cars going by at 90 miles an hour, not knowing if you're going to get killed. It's been just crazy situations where you're called to help somebody and you don't know if you're going to make it out of that dangerous situation, even though, because there's always that unknown variable, even though you've done everything in your mind, in your way possible to make it as safe as possible. Even when something's made as safe as possible, it's not always safe. Not everything's going to be always safe. That's why I'm saying, folks, there's no shame, and we shouldn't be shaming these people that are honestly true heroes out there. So that's why I came back to that comment the way I did, because I know there's a lot of folks out there trying to bait me into saying stuff right now, and that's the honest to God truth. And you guys have to have a plan for these situations. I'm not saying you gotta fight. I'm not saying you gotta spray water on your house in a fire. But you better have a way to get the hell out of there. You better have a plan how you're going to communicate with your family. Your cell phones aren't going to work in these situations, guys. They're not. There's people out there that have Starlinks in Pelican cases, like suitcases for emergencies on battery backups. There's people that have, GMRS radios and CB radios and stuff, because they know that in a situation like this, some areas are more prone than others. Like out there in these wildfire zones, these people are more prepared for this, obviously. If you live out in the Great Plains of Kansas, you're probably not prepping for a forest fire coming in around you. You're getting prepared for tornadoes and stuff like that, which is reasonable. So, prepare for the environment around you, but there's no shame in being prepared to, prepare yourself, I guess. But there's also no shame in getting out if you need to get out. We can all sit back and armchair quarterback all day, but it's easy to armchair quarterback when you're not in that situation. I don't know how many total miles it is. I think it's since I started the stream. We're just testing something. But yeah, that's a good comment, Julie, about, people do come together in disasters, but there's always some people who will use an emergency to commit crime. It's true. It's really sad. It is really sad. You see that a lot after hurricanes. A sprinkler system outside of a house. Yeah, no kidding. I think somebody did that one. I think so. Didn't somebody do that in Hawaii or something, and they went viral for it and it saved their house? Bacon. What? But no, this is stuff that I talk about a lot because, I've done a lot of, emergency managing when it comes to weather and, emergency preparedness with weather and natural disasters and stuff. So it is a hot topic for me because I'm pretty in tune with a lot of it, and I try to stay pretty up to date on it. Midland Weather Radios, they're not a sponsor of mine. I tried to get them as a sponsor, and they kind of laughed at me, and I'm like, well, okay. But Midland weather radios, $30, WR120s. You should have one. You know what? Those weather radios went off for this fire emergency. They told people that probably didn't know what was going on. Something was about to go on. You know, you don't have to be an expert to be ready for this stuff. You definitely don't have to be an expert to be ready for any of this stuff. But yeah, the chat is an open book today, folks. I'm just gonna stream for the next hour for the hell of it. If you're gonna put together, oh, this freaking, I better not be speeding. Well, you guys know how fast I'm going. I'm probably going under the speed limit. Usually people go Texas miles per hour out here. I'm definitely not going Texas miles per hour. But no, if you guys are gonna have some sort of a bag or like a kit to get the hell out, you know, I can't even begin to tell you what to put in it, guys, because it depends what you're trying to get the hell out of. Are you trying to get the hell out of a freaking fire? Are you trying to get out of a tornado, an earthquake, you know, a civil unrest? What are you trying to get out of? There's too much for me to even begin, but I will tell you guys, you need some basic first aid. I can show you here what I got in the car. Actually, I can't. I took a few things out because I'm reorganizing it, but right here, right up there, flashlight, gloves on my gridded organizer, and there's actually a tourniquet, a couple chest seals that go up there too. But the reason they're out is because I reorganized this, and then I started fiddling with it at the gas station, and now they're sitting in the passenger seat next to me. But anytime I switch cars, a rental car, anything, this comes out and it goes in, and it's right here. I have an ankle pack on me that a lot of people think that it's a pistol. It's not. It's a SWAT T tourniquet, which we'll talk about those, which is basically a big rubber band. It's not an ideal tourniquet. You really want a windlass tourniquet, but this is good enough because it can also be used as like a trauma dressing in a pinch. But that a roll of gauze, you know, to pack a bullet wound or something, and 2 chest seals and a little tiny scissors, and that's always on my person at all times. And there's a, you know, a magazine and a flashlight in there too. But the reason I carry that, and folks, I don't believe that I should be judged or canceled for this, because pretty much every other storm chaser I know does the same thing, and we do this legally. I do carry a firearm because I am in situations sometimes where it's a little bit questionable, you know, some dodgy situations, but I do so legally and safely. I believe in firearm safety. I do appendix carry, which I'm very picky about the firearm I carry because I appendix carry, because you can shoot your balls off. I don't like Glocks because they don't have a safety on them. I know a lot of people don't like safeties on concealed carry or everyday carry pistols, because sometimes it's one step that you might not be able to do. But understand, when I go to the range and train, which I believe that if you're carrying, you need to be responsible and train regularly. When I train immediately to pull the safety off as it's coming out of the holster, because I don't want to accidentally, if I put that back in, the safety goes on. It's one less step, because that, in case something gets in that trigger guard, like my clothes, you know, when you reholster, you know, you need to look at it, but I don't want to shoot my balls off. So, you know, I'm very serious when it comes to pistol, firearm, shotgun, hunting rifle safety, folks. You know, this does not make me a Trumper, so please don't do this crap. This doesn't mean that I'm a right-winger or lunatic or anything. It doesn't mean that. I'm very, folks, you know, I've done this for a very long time, and this is just what I do to protect myself, and I believe part of being that person means that I need to have something on my body that, God forbid, something happens, and that tool, it's not a toy, it's a tool, and that tool gets utilized, I have an obligation to save myself and those around me. Or if I neutralize a threat, for example, if somebody walks into the mall and they pull up their rifle and it's pointed at me and I have to unfortunately neutralize that threat, it is my responsibility as a healthcare provider. It's my responsibility to save their life, even though I just had to neutralize the threat. That's controversial, but listen, folks, when you're a healthcare provider, basically, not everybody takes this oath, but when I got hired on my first job, it was hard. You were hired by the city, you took an oath, and that was to protect all man, no matter what they do. Rapists, pedos, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, anything. Criminals, anything. That doesn't matter when somebody's dying. I know that's controversial, but a life is a life. Deal with the rest later. And I know that, even though I just got canceled for that, whatever. Jesus criminy. But, we had to do that. It was a hand on a flag, and we did that, and we got our badge and our uniform and everything. That's how we did that. And listen, folks, I know that's controversial, but that's why I carry this. Some people have asked me, why do you have that? Because people see the lump on my ankle, and they're like, what is it? I get asked all the time. It's not a pistol. It is an individual first aid kit, essentially. Are we coming back? God darn phone overheated. Are we coming back? God, son of a gun. Always something. That's why I don't do that often. We coming back? And I'm skipping a bit because I'm on the backup. I'll back up. All right, great, we're back. Just 1 second while this cools down, and then we're gonna. I think I'm gonna turn the live view on. Go off of that. This is literally my personal phone. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna power on. Basically, what I'm saying is actually stable. Phone cooled down enough, we're back. I'm gonna switch it over to the live view if we have to. Sorry about that, guys. That's why I don't stream with a phone right there. I get kind of discriminated. I don't know if discriminated's the right word, but I get kind of picked on a bit, maybe is the word. I get picked on because I am a firearm owner, and you're not supposed to talk about that when you're a content creator. But everything I do is legal, and I legally carry. I have permits and all that, So I really don't think that I should be cancel cultured over that. It's no different than somebody that goes hunting, you know. But what I was saying, guys, that's why I carried, you know, the IFAC or the individual first aid kit, is because I need to have a way to help. Or, you know, and even if it's not that sort of a situation, it could even just be a car accident. It's like, oh shit, I need a tourniquet. Here we go. I carry this stuff on me all the time. Call me weird. It's part of who I am. It's part of my personality. It's just part of what I kind of, it's my way of life, and it's just how it's been for a long time. You know, I'm the first person that's, if something happens to you, and I'm there, I'm the first person that's going to be there and help you. Despite what the internet says, I'm not racist. Despite what the internet says, believe it or not. Manage a non-constitutional carry states? I don't know what states are constitutional carry or not. Hold on, I'll answer that when we get stable signal. I don't know. My permits. God dang it, this is ridiculous. Hold on, I'm getting the camera out. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Maybe we're connected again. How do I manage a non-constitutional carry states? I don't even know what's a constitutional carry state and what isn't. I have several state permits that basically give me reciprocity literally everywhere I go. You can get your residence concealed weapons firearm permit, and then you can get your non-resident one through like Arizona, Utah, and I think Nevada, and then you're covered pretty much everywhere. So it's just reciprocity. New Mexico, I do have to open carry my firearm though. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't, because my Arizona covers that one. If I didn't have Arizona non-resident, I would have to open carry in New Mexico. Forgot about that. We could probably go and take a look at some of the emergency, like the medic. You know what, guys? I'm gonna pull over and show you guys my oh shit, I just got shot kit, if you want. But no, part of the reason that I am with like the person I'm like Nicole. You know, I'm with her partially because of what she is, what she does, and what she's capable of. Like, obviously, I love her as a person, but folks, part of the reason that, you know, we're together is we share a common interest, you know, healthcare providing and stuff like that. You know, it's not just me. Like, you know, I have a family here that's going to have my ass, God forbid something go wrong. And guys, you got to go get a little bit of basic first aid training. And I'm actually talking to one of my previous EMS instructors who taught my class about what I can do here for first aid training. And this person has an EMS instructor license, and I'm like, you know, maybe we should start collaborating and doing some first aid videos and everything, and I think we're gonna do it. You know, some people are like, stop, don't do that, you're gonna get sued. No, I'm not. Nobody cares. There's nothing illegal about sharing knowledge. When are we getting married? As soon as possible. We need $15,000 for the wedding. That's our budget. I don't make a whole lot of money, but we're trying to put like $1,500 away a month if possible. But yeah, we're trying to have a simple wedding, something, you know, cheap. Trying to focus more on the content of the wedding more than the stuff, you know. No, some people are upset. Good question. Some people on the internet were upset because her and I kind of we're a little stiff on each other. That's what she said. Michael Scott moment right there. But we're a little stiff on each other sometimes, and people are upset because I had an unknown charge that came through on the credit card, and I saw it, and I felt like harassing, giving her a little hassling. And I said, oh, got to call and beat my wife up. And somebody said that was very inappropriate to joke about. And you know what, guys? I'll apologize for folks taking the whole the truck driver comment the wrong way the other night. We all come from different walks of life, but I'm not going to apologize for joking around with my wife. Well, future wife. Because the way we talk and the way we have our relationship really isn't anything that any of us should apologize for. So then someone made the comment, oh, I wonder what he does behind closed doors. Well, she takes a lot of cheap shots at me, and sometimes I gotta give some cheap shots back, but this is not a domestic violence situation like so many of you people apparently thought. Somebody just screen recorded that too, I'm sure. I'll never forget, guys, we were trying to take each other's ass out in the living room a couple weeks ago. And, you know, I was kicking her in the back of the leg trying to put her ass on the ground, and then she's punching me in the freaking neck. Like, guys, you know what people do and joke around with on their own time? Just because a husband and wife or spouse and other spouse touch each other doesn't mean that it's domestic violence. You know, back in the day, husbands and wives were allowed to make physical contact with each other when they're joking around. And I mean that because somebody's tweet with, I hope he doesn't touch her. Excuse me, we have a kid together. I've touched every freaking part of her, for crying out loud. Shut up. She's done the same to me. Like, it's not, I cannot believe that we've stooped to the level of, he's violently hurting her. He says he beats her. Oh, for Pete's sakes, do you really think we hit each other? No. We don't. Well, we do, but we don't. We're going to switch to the live view. I'm sick of this thing overheating. All right, folks, stand by for network switch. Are we switched? You guys happier with that? Does that look better? We good? But no, seriously, folks, like, I'm not trying to stir the hornet's nest again, but I do believe that I have a right to say, hey, stop, time out, this is ridiculous now. And yeah, since the comment was made in the chat about that, I figured I needed to address it. But no, we don't beat each other up. Well, actually, you know what? We do. That's a lie. We do take some cheap shots at each other. But we are not domestic violencing each other. Guys, I can't walk through the kitchen when I get home without her trying to shove her finger up my ass or punching me in the back. Okay? You want me to be realistic with you folks so that you guys know? I walk in the house and she does something dumb to me, and then I tell her to get bent. You know, whoop-de-doo. I'm sorry, I didn't know that I had to live stream everything we do at home. This has gone way too far, and it's gotten to the point where I'm starting to think this is libel and slander that people are out there spreading false stuff. So, you guys, time out. You know what? I apologize for something that people. It was the screen recording was taken out of context, but to sit here, what more do you guys want? I apologized that I said something that I didn't realize meant something else, and that now I know it apparently offends a group of people. I apologize that the situation happened, and then so many folks came back and said, that doesn't make it right. Okay, so what do you want me to do then? And then nobody responds. What do you want me to do? How can I make the situation better for you? No response. But these folks will continue to blast me But the thing is most of the people putting me on blast are these, like, frankly, they're people that don't have any followers. Nobody knows who they are. There's no adults. Where's Reed? Where's Brandon? Where's Corey? Where's the Weather Channel? Where's Cantori? Where's all these people? Where's Ryan Hall? Where are all these guys that mean something on the internet? Why aren't they putting me on blast and blasting me? They're not. You know why? Because they're adults. Let's leave it at that. Pete's sakes. There is a line that you cross. It's one thing if you want to call somebody out and say, oh, I don't like what you're doing, and that's one thing, guys. It's a free country. But there is a point where you do cross a line. And when you start bringing people's partners, friends, families, and everything into it, you're crossing a line, and it's very inappropriate, okay? So we're going to stop this now, and I don't want to hear anything more of it. You guys know I'm not a racist. I had to take an oath when I got my job to help everybody, whether they are a criminal, a murderer, a black guy, white guy, Mexican guy, Asian guy, Chinese guy, Japanese guy. I think those are all Asians. I don't know, but whatever. European. Greenland, Gulf of Mexican, Gulf of American, 51st state Canadian. I don't know. A person's a person in most people's eyes. If somebody wants to take something and run with it and make a big freaking deal about it on the internet after somebody's addressed it and said, hey, that wasn't the intention, just chill out. If you want to take it and run with it and make it just a huge deal, I'm sorry, but there's only so much I can do. I can admit my wrongdoing, but there's a point where I can't do anything more. I don't have time travel capabilities. I can't go back and change anything. There's a point where you've got to just stop, okay? Stop tagging my friends. Stop tagging my partners. Stop threatening my spouse and my children. Just stop, because you guys are way worse than what you're accusing me of right now. Please just stop. You're not tough and you're not cool for trying to gain followers over this. It's gone too far. Just stop, please. And if anybody wants to say this was an inappropriate way of handling it, I'm going to disagree with you, okay? Just please stop and leave us alone. Pete's sakes. Play fighting is a love language. Yeah. I'm going to pull over up here, guys. I'll show you what I would recommend all you guys carrying on you at all times. I just learned that Greenland has something to do with Denmark. See? Just learned that. Where am I located right now? Beats the hell out of me. I'm somewhere in northeast Texas. Yes! Oh shit, that guy's blowing a tire everywhere. I hope he knows about it. Hey, that's 4 ways out. The K-flip, dude. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that. Saying that for, weeks. If I could get $15,000 a month, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the wedding, but we're also going to do we're gonna do all sorts of stuff. If somehow I can just manage 15 grand out of my ass. Seriously, that's my goal. Honestly, in the long run, my goal is to waste $5,000 a month. And what I'm talking about, folks, my long-term goal in 3, 4, 5 years is to have $5,000 I can waste out here. Listen, I know this sounds ridiculous, and it's an IRS nightmare. If you're watching IRS, don't even think about it. But I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast, and I don't want to do this for views. I want to do it because I actually like giving things to people. Like at Christmas time, I love giving people like gifts and shit. Like I was super excited to give Nikki a pair of AirPods. Like I know it's dumb, but I was super excited about it. Like, let's say that somebody's got a flat tire on the side of their road, and they're driving a shitbox car and their tires are bald. Hey, you know what? Hey, what do you talk to them, make sure they're not a creep. Talk to them, oh yeah, I'm a college kid and I got no money and I work part-time and I'm busting my ass and my car's a piece of shit. All right, well, cool. Well, I'm glad that we helped you change your tire. Here's $1,000 in cash. Get the fuck out of here and go spend it. You go buy some tires. I want to do that stuff. I don't want to be a philanthropist or whatever. I don't want to be Mr. Beast, but I'm a fucking YouTuber, for Pete's sakes. I should have a little bit of extra money to go do stupid YouTube stuff. If we see somebody at Walmart and say, hey, I want to buy your groceries, we should be able to buy their fucking groceries. Not for views, but just because it's kind of fun to do that. And then talk to them. Bring them on the live stream. Hey, you want to talk to 10,000 people here? Oh, yeah, cool. Talk to them. Tell them who you are. I want to go have some fun with us, but we fight with funding so bad on this channel because we just don't get the views. We don't get the views. We don't get the super chat. We just don't get it because we're kind of a niche market here. But the channel is slowly growing with time, so I'm chalking it up to we just got to be a little patient. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, I didn't know that Greenland had anything. I didn't know that Greenland had anything to do with freaking Denmark. I thought it was like just part of Iceland or something. Good call. Yeah, you can go to Vegas and get married and stuff, but yeah. Some of these people spend like 50 grand, which is fine. I mean, you guys, if you've never planned a wedding, I mean, you'd be surprised how fast this stuff adds up. It's easy to blow the money, but like I think we got this figured out how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna pull off with this Love's up here. But I want to say one disclaimer here. Everything that I say is a reflection of me. Not my partners, not my software partners, not my app partners, not my vehicle partners, not my friends, not Brandon Kobick, not Reed Timmer, not fucking Selena Gomez. I don't know, it's just what she says is playing on satellite radio right now. It's a reflection of nobody but myself, okay? So if I want to go and dabble in something a little controversial, you guys got to understand you cannot go and start going after all the people that I work with because, number one, they don't care. And number two, it's just really inappropriate because if I don't like something you do, I'm not going to start calling all your friends on it. We're adults. But no, the OnlyFans comment, that's actually kind of funny. And again, with that disclaimer said, she's pretty hot. I mean, she's kind of attractive. I mean, pretty attractive. Well, she's watching. I tell her she's very attractive, but some people are going to probably cancel me for that too. But we're allowed to talk about our wives because if we don't talk about our spouses and how pretty they are, we get in trouble. You have to earn these brownie points when you can. And if you don't understand that, there's a very good chance you probably don't have a spouse. Whether it's a man or a woman. Just a spouse in general. We don't judge on this channel. Seriously, we don't. I got called a homophobe too, which is bullshit. So you guys know that a couple of my best friends are that, and it's whatever. What are they doing at this pilot? The gas pumps are all like screwed up. They don't have any gas pumps at this pilot? What the hell kind of pilot is this? For Pete's sakes. Okay, well, all right. This is a gas station that's not a gas station. All right, I'll show you. I'll show you the supplies here. So I'll show you the bag, but I gotta switch this back to my phone for a second. So just hold on. You're gonna get a black screen. Okay, we live? Is this working? Nope, it's back. Are we good? I hope so. All right, so I got a bag back here. Oh, God! Oh, shit. Help! Oh God. It's stuck, son of a bitch. All right, there we go. This is my bag. What? Oh, that's, sorry. Spam. All right, so this is my bag. All right. So this bag is sacred. And if anybody wants to rob me or anything, understand I will protect this bag with my life. This bag is worth more to me than my spouse. That was a troll comment. But in my bag, I carry phones, the phone you're watching on, and a spare phone. They're all in here in charge. So if I'm ever in a situation where I want to live stream, run and gun live stream, I can do it from this bag. There's power banks in here and everything. AirPods, you know, that's important. I got all sorts of chargers. I guess you know what a phone charger is, but I got all sorts of chargers and stuff in here. We're getting there. So this was given to me by the one and only Daniel Shaw. It's got a kangaroo on it. I'm dead serious. And I got all sorts of stuff in here. We've got Daniel, Christine, I hope you're watching. We got Daniel's business card, and guess what's on the back of it? Timing. But this is where, we got Phil and Brady gave me this. It's the Stormfront Freaks Twister's keychain. Basically, I keep everything in here that's kind of like sentimental and stuff. If that makes sense. You know, don't want to lose it. This is full of cords, adapters. So if I do need to live stream from a rental car, you know, we've got everything we need. All sorts of stuff in there. And this bag goes with me, so if anybody's trying to rob my car, I literally take everything out at the end of the day. Don't even try. I keep in here, I'm not going to really show, but some gloves, some notepads, and some thermal blankets I keep in here, just because that stuff's handy for stuff. Like if you've got a flat tire and you need to lay down on the road or something, you can use those tinfoil thermal blankets so you don't get all full of shit. But when you pop this this sucker open, this is a concealed carry bag, and there may or may not be backup pistols in here, so we're gonna be a little bit careful how we open this. Oh, flashlight. So this is the big boy. This is the PowerTac Warrior 4200. You guys know I love lights, and this thing is brighter than your headlights, and I'm not kidding. You can drive with this thing out the window. This thing's badass, and God forbid you're in, like, you know, you're beating the crap out of somebody. You know, you find your favorite storm chaser on the side of the road, and their amber light bar is pissing you off and it's blocking your view. You know, I'm talking to you, Phil. I hope you're out there. You know, you can just start beating the crap out of them with this thing. I mean, this thing's gonna hurt, okay? So Phil, I hope you're watching. That was a rhetoric, that was sarcastic. Okay, cancel culture, just calm down. That's a joke. I don't condone hitting people with your light, but if somebody's trying to steal your wallet and you're a little old lady, you know, you can take your flashlight and nail them pretty good with it. It's got a nice Kydex holster. In here, I keep a bunch of spare SIM cards, you know. There's actually, these are magazine pockets. We'll leave that. This is the spare ankle kit. This is almost a duplicate of what I have on me. I have two of these that are set up identically. Sometimes after about a week, these start to stink because they smell like feet. This one needs washed, so I have one so I can rotate them. I'll take the stuff out and rotate it, but duplicate equipment, duplicate unit in here. Okay, the Stormfront Freaks account says OMG. That's how I know that it's Brady, probably not Phil. I keep PowerTac M5 in here. This is bright. This is seriously just about, guys, this thing right here, go buy it. Just like 70 bucks, not a sponsor, PowerTac. Go get it. This thing is the brightest light for this size EDC carry that you're ever gonna find. I'm being very transparent with you folks. This is empty because that is a spare mag that gets transferred just because I do rotate my mags, springs and all that. So, but I don't want to have more than one because they get gummed up and you got to clean them. This is the, oh shit, ew. See, it's all full of like foot dust and like dead skin. This is a SWAT T tourniquet. This is basically a giant rubber band, and the reason I carry this and not a windlass tourniquet is because a windlass tourniquet, which I'll show you in a minute, is not going to fit in this pocket. Oh my god, there's so much like dead skin, dust. This is essentially a big rubber band, and you need to have training to use this, otherwise you're probably going to use it wrong and not stop the bleed. But this is a multi-tool, so if you have to, you can take a shirt. If you've got a big wound, a shirt and then put this around it and really tighten it up, and you've got a compression bandage. 2 chest seals, I'm not going to unfold them. The more you fold them and unfold them, the worse. And oh my God, really? But long story short, you open this up, chest seals, obvious, not necessarily a gunshot, can be a puncture wound, whatever. And NAR gauze, which I transferred over, but also these little things, because you can cut and make your own bandage. You can cut your shirt and use it as a bandage. That's on my body all the time. Always in the vehicle, or always within arm's reach of me, or within the vehicle I'm in, is this. This is basically an individual first aid kit. It's a rip away, so if you get out, you can rip this away. Some of you guys, you Army people, know what I'm talking about. But you open this thing up, and this has pretty much everything I need to not die, and everything I need to keep you from dying. So you open it up, and we've got some basic supplies. I'm trying to do this without spilling everything. Bad idea. Oh my God. So I carry an EpiPen because I am allergic to bees. That's probably for me, but it could be for you. Trauma shears, those are important for the same reason. Gloves, accessible. More gloves, accessible, because if somebody's got puke all over them, or their intestines are hanging out, which has happened, folks. I've been on many a calls where there's an evisceration, which is like your insides on the outside, and there's intestines on the outside. And you know what's inside of your intestines? Poop. And you know what you don't want on your hands? Poop. In here, hold on. I had to get this stuff out. I have NAR gauze. This is basically rolled gauze that's vacuum sealed, so it takes up very little space. Packing wounds, stuff like that. Quick clot. This is not the like military quick clot, but it's okay. Quick clot's a little bit over talked about, I think. And then 2 chest seals for sealing your chest. Anywho, continuing on. I have, and this is going to upset somebody, which it shouldn't. You shouldn't have that. No, I should. I carry Narcan or naloxone because, listen, if you come up to somebody who's unresponsive, what if they are unresponsive because of a drug or an opioid overdose? You can give them Narcan in the nostril, intranasally, with very minimal training, and if it is something, drug-related, opioid-related, you could save their life. Okay? Anybody who wants to cancel me for this, don't. I will argue. I'm the healthcare provider. I do carry 1 oral airway, and the reason I carry 1 is because this here, what is this, an 80 millimeter? Whatever American inches this goes to, or centimeters, this is one of the most common sizes. You would insert this in somebody's throat. Basically, it gets the tongue out of their way. You can ventilate them with a bag valve mask, or some sort of respirator, whatever. I do carry one of these because sometimes with if you come across a drug overdose or something, or if somebody's got a lot of blood in their airway for whatever reason, you can use this to kind of open up that airway. This is some 4-inch rolled gauze. That's for any basically gauze, whatever, you know what it's for. This here is an Israeli bandage. I'm not going to take it out. It's a pain to get back in there. This is basically kind of some rolled gauze with a pad on it. So you would take it around a leg and wrap it really, really tight. And then it's got some Velcro on it, and you can secure it. So it's basically like a giant... It's a compression bandage, but it's supposed to be idiot-proof. It's literally made... It's literally made to be used... It's one tool that solves a lot of problems very easily, and that's what I carry. And some people may agree or disagree with some of this stuff, but some people might say you need this, you need that. You'll notice I don't have a CPR mask. CPR, at least in our EMS protocols, was something we didn't really do. We just did CCR until you had somebody there with a bag valve mask, because wasting time to stop and breathe for a patient, or just breathing your air into them, number 1, is ucky. And number 2, doesn't really help a whole lot compared to just compressions only, like CCR, which is cardiocerebral resuscitation, versus cardiopulmonary. Pulmonary meaning lungs. you just got banned by the YouTube algorithm or whatever. That's funny. Somebody just came in here saying it's funny a racist talking about this, and YouTube just filtered you. So sucks to suck. But no, folks, I am an intelligent person. I'm sorry to admit that, but you know, the whole cardiopulmonary resuscitation, it's a good thing, but a lot of EMS and hospital protocol are saying don't do it. Just do, you know, cardiocerebral, which is, you know, CCR, because you have enough oxygen in your lungs and in your blood. The main concern is to keep it circulating. So if you have a witnessed cardiac arrest, like if somebody goes down right here, basically the main thing, the first thing you're going to want to do is, number one, airway. So, okay, you see somebody that's down, it's all right, what is, it's literally ABCs of EMS, you know, airway. Do they have an airway? Okay, you know, is it compromised? Is there something crushing their neck? If so, remove it. Is there something choking them? Remove it. Is there a foreign object in there? If you can remove it, do it. If it's something that, you know, you can Heimlich out of there, fine. Don't stick your finger in someone's mouth. They might bite the shit out of you. No joke, a jaw will bite your finger off. It can happen. If you are EMS and trained, I carry a laryngoscope and a big forceps. Not in this bag, but if somebody had like something in their throat, you know, you can take the laryngoscope and, you know, tip the head back and basically get everything out of the way, eyeball some vocal cords in there, and you can laryngoscope or forceps, which is a big tweezers, basically something out of there for them. So you open the airway. If that's not the case, you move on to B, breathing. Are they breathing? It goes into airway too, right? But, you know, is there a chest rise? Do you feel anything coming out? No. Okay, well, what there, you know, circulation here, cardiac, you know, is the blood going around? Do they have a pulse? And you can check here, check down on the wrist. You can check pedal pulse, which is on the feet, but typically a carotid artery. Sometimes people have a hard time feeling a pulse up here, but you can check on the wrist. But honestly, I know it sounds dumb. Another thing you can do is their heart beating? Like, you know, can you feel their chest? Is there anything? Is this person still warm? Are they blue? Whatever. Does this person have a pulse? No. Okay, well, then they need CCR. Unless they're stone cold and rigor mortis, then not. But if this person needs some sort of, you know, CCR, then it's just compressions on the chest until somebody else that knows more than you gets there, or they're transported to the hospital. You know, call 911, whatever. But that's the order you need to go in with this, folks. And if there's blood circulating, then there's all you're doing when you're doing this CCR is delaying the inevitable potentially, but you're also giving a window of time for somebody that's a paramedic, EMT, doctor, nurse, whatever, to intervene. And in a setting like this, we could do just about as much working the pulseless non-breathing patient here as you could in a hospital or an ambulance. Now, yeah, paramedic and doctor, you know, you could be pushing some drugs and stuff, but the basics, the blood needs to go around and the air needs to move. As an EMT or first responder, you're probably going to be ventilating up with a bag valve mask, have somebody on the chest doing CPR, and you're going to do, you know, your bag valve mask. But that's fine. If you're not that, you just pump on the chest. You don't need to do CPR. You don't need to put your mouth on theirs. That's disgusting anyway. You don't know what they could be infectious or whatever. You don't have to do it. Just compressions. You don't have to declothe somebody. Just compressions, guys. I carry a defibrillator in here, you know, so if somebody, this actually happened couple months ago with my defibrillator. Told you guys the story the other day. You know, this happens. Somebody has a witnessed cardiac event out here. First thing we're going to do, you know, is there an airway? Yes. Are they breathing? No. Is the blood circulating? Absolutely not. Okay, well, if I am within 10 seconds of my car, I'm going to run over here, get the defibrillator, and get back on the patient. Those pads are going on that patient, especially if it was witnessed. Because if that's a shockable or basically a fibrillating, you know, rhythm, basically if the heart is beating but it doesn't have a pulse, if it's out of sync, you know, the ventricles on the bottom are not squeezing with the atrial, whatever. The bottom ain't squeezing with the top, it's not pumping blood, but it's trying to beat, there's something disrupting that signal, it needs to be shocked. The defibrillator does not start the heart. The defibrillator temporarily shocks the heart, and the heart needs to get itself, the brainstem and the heart need to communicate signals so that it's the bottom is squeezing and the top is squeezing. It's basically acting as a pump. And that's the thing. It can be beating and fibrillating and basically like fluttering and not pumping, so you don't have a pulse. If there is no electrical activity, your defibrillator is going to tell you not to shock the patient because there's no point. But you can still do CCR, and maybe you'll get lucky, but the chances are pretty slim. But a lot of these patients that go down in a witnessed cardiac event, they do have a shockable rhythm. And if you can get that defibrillator on them right the hell away, it may advise you to give them a shock, and it might save their life. And no joke, guys, you can get ROSC, which is return of spontaneous circulation, and you can save somebody's life with this. People do it all the time with defibrillators. But what I'm trying to stress is, even if you're in a situation, the first thing you should be doing is calling for help and, you know, CCR. But it's been recommended in these CPR BLS classes that you should be doing CPR for like X amount of minutes before before calling for help on a child if it's not available, whatever. But I think the general consensus is just start doing something. Get your phone out, call 911, put it on speakerphone, set it there, and get on their chest. Save somebody's life, for God's sakes, please. Don't stop to go get the defibrillator. Don't. Have somebody else do it. Get on the phone with 911, get somebody coming. If somebody else is around you, tell them to go get it. That's why I say if I'm within, 10 seconds of the car, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. Or if somebody else is there that can do it for me, or if I can get whatever. But folks, you can help yourselves and others around you with just a little bit of training. And that's the moral of the story. And I kind of went into that because some people were asking me about the whole CPR stuff. They're trying to push this big CPR for storm chasers thing, and I don't... Listen, if you're a storm chaser, if you can literally do this... Okay, if Michael Scott on The Office can do it, you can do it. You probably don't need formal training, but it's a good idea. What you do need training in is stop the bleed. You need to know how to use a chest seal because you're going to get puncture wounds after a tornado. You need to know how to use gauze appropriately. A windlass tourniquet like this. You need to know how to use this stuff. CPR is so overrated in the storm chasing community because everybody's like, I can save lives. I'm CPR certified. Well, why isn't the Storm Chaser Summit teaching stop the bleed? Well, probably because it's not glorified like CPR is. But listen, stop the bleed. If you guys want to go get any training right now, go get stop the bleed training. If you don't know where to get it, literally just show up at your local fire department if it's like a full-time department. Otherwise, call your fire department, ambulance service, or whatever and say, hey, I want to learn how to not die in an emergency where I might need to stop somebody's bleeding. And I guarantee you that unless you call a really shitty fire department or ambulance department, I guarantee you they're going to be like, oh, you know what? Just come on down. Because we had people that did that all the time at the ambulance garage. We literally would have people call and be like, hey, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. And they knew they could call us. These people literally would just say, hey, all right, well, come down on Tuesday. We're going to have somebody here. It doesn't have to be formal training. You don't need a fucking patch to say, I know how to do CPR. Just go talk to somebody. Maybe you know an EMT or a first responder or a cop. Just go talk to them. Honestly, guys, if you see me at a gas station and we're not doing anything, if you want to ask how to use this stuff, I carry this stuff on the car. I carry expired stuff like this. Expired chest seals, expired gauze, expired tourniquets, expired Narcan. Guys, I got more Narcan in this car than to choke a crack addict or whatever. But literally, I have a Tupperware in the back of expired stuff to use to train. I will gladly show you people this. I've shown other storm chasers this stuff. This stuff is crap you can get on Amazon. It's not that hard, people. I wish that these storm chaser summits and these big storm chasers and stuff, I wish instead of pushing the CPR stuff, which is good, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they do it. I wish they would push stop the bleed. But nobody does, and it's frustrating. Who the hell is calling me? You're delayed. Whatever. Oh, one thing I forgot. All right, am I back? I had to switch back to live view. Phones are worthless, I swear. But what I didn't tell you that I do have in here is, I didn't show you guys, and I should have. Actually, I will. This is gonna be hard. God, we have more problems on this channel than anybody. But what I do have in here, I didn't show you, is a little compartment with stop the bleed stuff. There's a triangular bandage, which I don't want to pull this out because I'm one-handed, that you can use as a sling. There's a combine pad. 5 inches by 9 inches. You would use that if somebody's got a big wound you need to pack, and a bunch of 4x4s, which are like 4 inch by 4 inch little gauze pads. I gotta pack this thing back up. Yeah, this thing overheated. I'm sorry. Whatever. I hate phones, but I have to shove this stuff back into this kit. Guys, I treat this thing better than I treat myself, because, like I said, normally I could just throw all this in my backpack and say I'll deal with it later. But what happens if I need it on the way? You know, I treat this very, very much like a delicate kitten. You know, you wouldn't just throw a kitten in your bag and be like, LOL, hope you make it out. You know, you wouldn't save the only tools that you have on your person that could save your life. You shouldn't treat them like dirt. And you should treat them like a delicate kitten. Okay? I am putting my kitten away. You are only as good as the equipment you have. But then you can also come back and say your equipment's only as good as you are. And you would be correct. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We probably got like 10 people watching. I don't even know how many are watching right now. I appreciate everybody for joining. If you give me a minute, we'll get moving. I just have got to zip this all back up. But no, behind what a lot of people have come to think is a racist piece of shit is actually somebody who does care about all of you and wants to make sure none of you get hurt. Really wish those little punks would retweet that, but whatever. They won't, because it doesn't get them attention and it doesn't hurt me, so. The end goal for them is to get me canceled from the internet so I have no income, no job, and that's nice that they want to see somebody be miserable. Really appreciate that. Really toxic attitude, but whatever. That's what Reed and I and Brandon were talking about last night, is the toxic attitude and in the storm chasing world. Taurus G3C. Yeah, I get crap for it, but in my opinion, it's a good tool. It's a good everyday carry, and it's cheap. I don't know, I put thousands of rounds through it. People give Taurus problems, but the problems that Taurus had was back in the PT 1100 or whatever it is, the Millennium series pistols and stuff. That's been solved. Let's go on. What? Am I muted? People get down. Okay. Jesus, stay on the freaking road. These Texas ramps always confuse me. to start doing or going live a little bit more frequently. Are you in range? I'm trying to test the live stream with this damn phone, but I pulled off there for a minute, and then I just noticed on the map you were nearby. I didn't realize that I got that far ahead of you.
Yeah, 380 or whatever that was in the road. A lot of construction, and somewhere on the 380, I can't really exactly where things got really clustered up because construction was putting them like the water.
Nice. Yeah, winter storm warnings out here for northeast Texas. It's crazy.
I also found out that apparently I did look at home too for sites in a row. They have another station around. I was like, wait a second. Then I looked at it, it was like 160 days, and I was like, oh.
Nice. I need to put all my stuff back in the back of the car, and I've been not doing it because it's cold, but I think this is going to be my shot. Does the HRRR model do snow well? Yes and no. Down here I don't think so, because the snowfall ratio is like the liquid ratio. It's probably not 10 to 1. So I would take it very cautiously down here. I won't ever tell anybody like what we use for communications out here, because the fewer people listening, the better. Number one, a lot of our communications are cellular based, and number two, I just really don't want everybody in their right mind, because guys, the conversations we have on the radio, especially when not streaming, are definitely R-rated, and everybody is not everybody, but a lot of people like to take things that us content creators say and make big stinks about them. And I don't think that people need to have us in their scanners and everything. Not that you would do that, but the fewer people out here, the better, because I would like to be able to be a human being sometimes in my life without everybody bitching about every single thing that I do or say. So we don't publicize or talk about that just because it's really, it's just, it is what it is. And that's why it's nothing personal against anybody. If people come across it on their scanner, they come across it. do. I mean, like it's I've noticed with content creators, especially Reed. You know, everybody goes after Reed for everything. And it's just, anytime anybody does something out here that someone can criticize them on, you know, they'll criticize them. They'll some people literally sit and wait for a reason, and then they feel like a big old toughie for calling them out and all that. People like to take things out of context on purpose. I think these people sometimes are just trying to fill a void. You know, they're trying to fill a void. They don't feel welcome. They feel sad. They don't feel loved. And that's how they get their rocks off. They fill their sock up thinking about how much they were able to ruin somebody's life by making them feel like crap. That makes them happy, which is pretty disgusting in a way. It's too bad. Crazy, you know, you call them out, and then you're the hater, and then you're the one told to do things different by the internet. It's just like whatever. People trying to talk to us on the radio either. Yeah, no kidding. Because somebody will try. Or the stalking. Some people stalk, like actually stalk people out here. It's really weird. Should get a sideband unit. But yeah, the skip's been in pretty good lately. Sorry about the jello effect on the camera there. I don't have the mount tight because I just kind of hastily threw it up there. Tighten the little mounting screw into the bottom of the camera because I just threw it up there real hastily.
Go ahead.
I think I might get out of here. I mean, it's definitely been fun though. Find a hotel here pretty darn quick. Thanks for any super chats that came in today. I'm using Restream right now for the chat, so I don't know if I saw them. because, oh my God, the biggest bitch about my job is trying to focus cameras because, you know, the environment's always changing and, you know, you're trying to shoot through the windshield. And it is seriously a huge pain in the ass. Take care. I'm out. Oh shit, stop, everybody, freaking stop. When you're done, go to seethestorm.net/locator, unless you're not in the United States, because then it ain't gonna work. seethestorm.net/locator, and you will find your National Weather Service office, as well as any basically any severe weather alerts that are in effect for your location. And you can click on the severe weather alert, and it'll give you the full text. For years, storm chasers, racist Vince has made a storm chaser. I know, crazy. No, for years, storm chasers have always been complaining for good reason. They're always like, I never know which weather service office to get a hold of to make a report because I don't know where I'm at. And that's good. That's a good point because the boundaries of the offices are just all over the place. So if you go to seethestorm.net/locator, there is a website that takes your phone's location and it takes your GPS and tells you which National Weather Service office is responsible for your location. And it gives you your nearest city, and it gives you your county, your state, and your latitude and longitude. And the phone number for that weather forecast office. And coming very soon, it's going to give you a link to their Twitter page if you want to tweet them your report. So this is a huge charity to the storm chasing community, but also to you folks that maybe just like want to open it up and see if there's a weather alert in place for your location. I don't know. So check it out. It costs me a lot of money to host it, and I'm super happy to provide it for free because I feel like it's good public service to have. Also, if you go to seethestorm.net/ready, so seethestorm.net/ready, we're trying to compile some like severe weather information, what are tornado warnings, all that sorts of stuff. It's in its infancy, but we're trying to get a little bit bigger. Go, please share this stuff out because this is stuff that makes me $0, but it costs me a lot of money. So if you want to support the channel, just share it because I'm starting to venture out onto a lot of things that cost us a shit ton of money to do that don't bring me any money back, but they're things I want to do anyway, so we're doing them. So, like app development, all that stuff. So. Take care, folks. Appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the support, and thanks for being part of the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be on all platforms because I really need to test this backup system further, and so I don't know if we're just going to be on strictly YouTube or if we're going to be on all platforms or what. See you folks. Hello from Denmark. Holy smokes, you are the parent country or the ruler of Greenland, and I did not know that. So, hello Denmark. Fantastic. I apologize for my ignorance, but never been there. See you folks later. Have a good night.